A very good evening and welcome to our episode of SquareTales Sunday. So, the topic for today is nurturing independent learners, and we have two very esteemed guests who would help us understand more about it. We have Miss Sonia Relia, and we have a very experienced Montessorian with us today, Miss Jayamala Jadhav. And therefore, I would like to thank everyone, the teachers, the educators, the parents, and the panelists for joining us. And over to you, Sonia.
And the children.
And the children, yeah. Kids are always welcome. They are
Thank
an
you.
integral part of our show.
Yes, and I believe there's some children who come and visit us regularly. Yes. So today I come for the children with this little cup of tea. My favorite little tiny cup of tea to have with all of you, and of course to have it with our little Panda. You know, every day he takes us into this beautiful storyland. I hope all the children who are coming back, all the mums and dads and the teachers who come back, you know that Pan starts our evening for us every day. So today he looks at Mama having tea. So today Pan has come with Mama. And she's drinking tea and she's very carefully pouring her tea. So the panda keeps thinking that, oh, Mama does so much of work the whole day. Can I help her? So he thinks that, okay, first let me learn how to help her. Let me learn how to do different things. Let me learn how to be an independent, little, helping, beautiful child. And then I'm going to help my Mama. So he remembers that, you know, whenever Mama makes him sit down, she puts a little mat for him. So he starts with that, all right? So he picks up the mat with two hands. He remembers, Mummy does not say pick up the hand with one hand, and Mummy always picks up her mat so beautifully. She puts it down, she rolls it open, she spreads it out properly, and then very carefully Mummy sits on the mat. He remembers all this, right? And he tries to do the same, and he sits down on the mat and he sees this beautiful chalky that his mummy has got for him. And he says, okay, so now I have to learn how to do some pouring activities. So he thinks, okay, what can I take? Then he goes and he brings this beautiful little kettle, cleans it down, and keeps it ready on the tray with his cup and a saucer. He remembers that Mummy never picks up things quickly. She does everything really carefully. So he puts his thumb, puts the fingers, holds the handle, lifts the kettle, and pours it into the cup. He does it really slowly. He does not allow the water to drip. He cleans it and puts it down and says, oh my God, I have learned how to pour, but I need some more practice. So he takes the cup very beautifully, drinks up the water, because it's really good to drink water, and again, thumb and a finger, picks it up, pours it, and says that, oh my God, how beautifully have I learned how to pour. And now he goes to Mama and says, see, I have learned how to pour things, and I'm going to help you to pour juice, to pour water, and I'm going to be able to help you. And then when he rolls and lifts the mat properly and puts it away, he notices some dust on the table and remembers how Mummy used to clean the table. So he looks for the dustpan, puts a newspaper, holds it, picks up the duster, and cleans the table from top to bottom. Top to bottom, because Mummy cleans the table like this. And if he was on the side, he would put the pan and cleaned it from right to left, right to left, all right? And if he was a left-hander, he would have held the pan on his right hand and cleaned from left to right, left to right. So many ways to clean it, and then took the duster, put it for wash, emptied the dustpan, and learned how to do dusting. Now the table was clean, the chalky was clean, and Mummy said, Okay, Pan, can you please lay the table and put a napkin on the table? So he remembered that Mama also puts the napkin so carefully. So he picks up a napkin, spreads it out. He remembers that Mummy matches corner to corner. So picks up the corner with a thumb and a finger, a thumb and a finger, and slowly folds the napkin and meets those corners on the other end. Stretches it out, turns it, picks up the corner, holds it with a finger, thumb and a finger all over and again, corner to corner, and has learned how to fold the napkin beautifully, places it with this little flower on top, and is ready for food. So, how beautifully Panda is been seeing what Mummy does and learning. So, when there were a lot of questions which Preeti sent me, and one of the main questions that kept coming was, how do we inculcate discipline in children? How does this little time pass over? How do we make our children independent? So we thought we must invite this very, very experienced educator, a very experienced mom. She's got grown up children, grandchildren, and a Montessorian from the heart, because I really don't know another system which works and makes children so independent as the Montessori method. And I thought that uh, these are skills, these are people in different parts of the country, and this beautiful Montessorian lives in Amravati. And I'm going to welcome her with absolutely, very, very deep respect for what you do. And can we have you on live for everybody, Jadhav ma'am? Candy. I actually know her since I was really little. So I'm going to find it a little difficult to call her ma'am, but I will try. So can we have ma'am and a very warm welcome to our this beautiful time with our lovely set of parents, teachers, and children. So, can we have Jadhav ma'am, please?
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you, ma'am.
thanks, Sonia and Scare Panda, having me with you. It's a really pleasure to be work together. And hello, everyone. It is nice and it is a great pleasure for me with all parents, teachers, and the children. So, parents, every time we are watching Sonia with Panda, and every time she narrates the beautiful story, and the panda and she works together. Today also they work together, and it was beautiful, no? Children, it was beautiful. And mama, you can, well, the parents, you can also see that how child can work. Yes, it really happens in a Montessori environment, and it is a it is a great pleasure to watch children when they are working. So I started my Montessori school in Amravati in 2000, and I'm really thankful to Amravati people because they gave me such a good support. Ki, I advertise only once, and then never there is no advertisement. My children are my ambassador. They are doing the advertisement. So it's really working with children. It's a beautiful, and it's like enrichment my life. It's enrichment my life. And how I turned to the Montessori, it is a when I started looking for school or searching for school my grandson, and then I got the idea okay no, school should be very beautiful place, and then I joined the Montessori. And I want to say tell you कि I fall in love for Montessori. Yes, so today Sonia showed us how. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question before we go ahead?
Okay.
So, we keep thinking little
uh,
children or a particular age group can do certain things. I'm going to ask you, I'm turning 53 this year. Can I ask you how young are you?
Oh, you want my, okay. I'm young, 75 years old.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there was a reason I asked her this question. She started a career almost just 20 years back after deep love with this whole system, after believing in the system. And you know, the reason I invited her here was when I went to Amravati, the one thing that I heard was that when the mother conceives the baby, they knock at her door and say, "We would like our children to come to you because we want them to grow to be independent learners." And I thought there was nobody better than her. And like I said, we started with the exercises of practical life, and ma'am is going to talk a little bit about that. And because she's so much of information, so beach mein I'll have to keep putting up my hand and directing her towards more information.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
start with the exercises of practical life, like you said, you'll explain to us why about
Yes,
it, the emotion part of it, and
yes. Today, Sonia presented the EPL, exercises of practical life. Exercises of practical life means what? Whatever we are doing at home, every day, those activities we brought in the Montessori environment, and it is a very special feature of Montessori. So the 5 areas Montessori works in EPL, then sensorial, because senses are very important, and children are learning through senses from the birth. And from birth to 8 years, time is a very important time in a child's life, and it should be used very properly. And that's why EPL is there. And she showed us EPL activities. You will feel that why dustpan and brush, even we have mops and broom, and children love to use that because they get the tremendous satisfaction with this, because they like whatever you are doing and at home. But we are not giving them everything, but in the environment, Montessori environment, everything is there: pounding, grating, the roti making, cutting, everything is there. But it is in a small thing. Well, it is not a very big. Small brooms are there, small pan is there, duster, different type of dusters, and they know how to use it. Well, we are showing, as Sonia showed, the teacher is introducing the activity, and after they have the freedom. They are working on their own, and as much time as they are, because why we are giving that much time and why they are repeat, because they like to go for perfection. This is naturally comes in a child. He always, yes, so he likes to.
So can I stop you for a minute over here?
Oh,
You
yes,
know
oh,
what
yes.
ma'am just said so beautifully is, बच्चों के लिए सब कुछ नहीं चलता है. The best is what is required for children. And sometimes we lose patience and we keep saying, jaldi karo, jaldi karo. They are perfectionists. Little children love to do things in the right way. So what ma'am said, this part of independence, please note it down, that if you represent as much perfection to children, they will enjoy it that much. Right? So, ma'am,
Yes,
that's a
yes,
perfectly beautiful thing to, talk to the parents
yes.
about.
So
From the creators of the award-winning English Early Literacy Phonics Playset, we bring to you a research-based, revolutionary and cutting-edge English reading product. SquareTales combine digital learning with physical application, transforming your pre-readers into independent and confident readers. Your child starts instantly from our bookshelf. Our patented blending engine helps your child blend letter sounds to form words with only 8 letters. Once they practice the words, they can start to read along the story through a very engaging and interactive interface. Several engaging activities at the end of each book help the child revise what they have learned.
Good job!
And while the children revise, our product assess their learning. Just try SquareTales 15 minutes a day to see a stark progress in your child.
So always child try to go for perfection. So we should not stop them, or we should always be saying, "Okay, now it's enough. You do something else." So it is not there. So they should work on their own will and wish, and there should be freedom for them. So everything is there. Mop is there, and see, we don't have this modern mop, but we have the cloth mop. So what will happen with that? He will wring the cloth, and then he is squeezing the cloth before working. So how much his hand is working? So every time he is using his hand, and hands are the best tool of man. So and with that, he is control his movement. He is getting refinement in his movement, fine movements and the large movements, and so it and these movements are very useful for further studies, for academical achievements and all. So because his hands are getting ready for writing and doing the fine things, art, sculpture, means he can grow, he can do anything in his life because when his hands and fingers are ready. So whatever he likes, we are giving them everyday paper and crayon. Whatever they want, they are you doing on paper, and it gives them tremendous satisfaction. And it is urge for that age. It is a urge. Everything they want to do. So we should see that. And now at home, because of lockdown, children are with you, parents. So give them this type of activities. It will be uh, good exercise for them, and it is a good nurturing also. The child will. Today's subject is independent learner. So he is learning by himself from the birth. See, he is learning language by his own. The walking, these two things are very difficult, but he is learning by also. We should believe, we should have faith. Yes, Sonia?
Yes, so there were a lot of questions that came to us, and also some teenage mums, teenage children's mums have been telling that kids just are not sensitive, they are not mindful, they don't seem to care if I'm exhausted, because right from childhood, you never allowed them to do
Yeah.
anything. So
Yes.
don't blame them at 14 if they don't, help you out. And
Yes.
start very young, it works beautifully. Like we say, from a little young age to an older age, it's all in our minds. Younger children can be very independent, and older people can be very independent. So I think this point which ma'am is talking about, that give them little things to do and let them be responsible for it. Start
Yes.
very, very early. How early is early? However early the child is ready. Don't worry about it. Sometimes little 3-year-olds are also so responsible. I've seen it in Amravati when I visited this time. There were children who walked in, 90 of them in one environment between the age group of 3 to about 6. Everybody's shoes were in a line. Everybody knew where the shoe goes. Everybody did their own work, and the teachers were just watching. So the one thing about the Montessori, which is so beautifully said, is by Maria Montessori. She says that a teacher's success, or I would say a parent's success, and we can feel it when our children are growing, is when the children work as if I don't exist. I think that's where we are going, ma'am, And like
Yeah.
we were talking about the sensorial part, so we talk a little bit about the sensorial and what
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
active senses do to children.
Yes. So the special feature of Montessori, just like a EPL, sensorial. See, child learns through senses from the beginning, and means he are using his always he is observing with his eyes. He is listening. So language acquirement is through the listening. Whatever everyone is. He's listening whatever language is live in the environment, and he's listening and he is acquiring the language, and so beautifully he acquires. There is the full grammar, the tone, everything of that peculiar language, his particular language. He is taking everything on his own. We never taught the spoken language to child. Home language he is learning very easily, and it is a really nature's beauty that he knows where and how. Like if sabjiwala comes, he talks with him like that. When milkman comes, he talks with him like that. So it's a nature's beauty ki how child, and see, we have to see that he is listening language, means we have to give the good language in the environment. So he is learning language from the birth, and the language learning is going on. For that, Montessori environment, it is bringing whole world in the environment, and we are giving exposure to them, different type of cards, pictures, the miniatures, then the models, and through that he is acquiring the language. And parents, if you are with them, wherever you are going, you can introduce them correct language. When you are going for the vacation, if you are crossing the river, talk with him for the river or the bridge and everything. So through that only he will learn how much you are talking and how much you are. Yes.
I have a little poem over here. Can I
Okay.
sing that for you?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
So, everybody is very worried these days. Ki during this situation, how are things going to go? There's so many governments that are banning this little interaction. That also is something which I'm going to ask you towards the end, because I really loved your opinion on it. So they say कि बच्चा अगर खिड़की पे खड़ा हो जाए, hope many of you understand Hindi. So it's a beautiful poem that says खिड़की खिड़की प्यारी खिड़की प्यारी प्यारी खिड़की देखो हम तुमको दुनिया दिखलाती है खिड़की के बाहर मुझे धूप हवा और चिड़िया भी नजर आती है जब मैं नीचे देखता हूँ तो हरी हरी घास नजर आती है खिड़की के बाहर कौन है ये भी मुझे खिड़की दिखलाती है मेरी गुड़िया मेरे साथ बैठकर खिड़की पे यूं मुस्काती है और हवा ठंडी या गर्म होती है तो मुझे लगता है ये कैसे हो जाती है खिड़की मुझे मौसम भी दिखलाती है so even an activity like standing in the window will teach your child so
Yeah.
what I'm saying, let them listen, let them feel, let them touch. It's all a part of sensorial learning.
Yes.
Language will come with it. So, ma'am, back to you. I'm sorry I keep
Yes.
intervening, but मुझे
Yes,
कुछ
yes.
याद आता
नहीं
है तो
नहीं
मैं
नहीं,
करती हूँ.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. I see that is true. And see, parents, we should open the windows of the world to our children, and we are trying that in the Montessori. We are bringing whole world, but it is a prepared environment. We are preparing them, but you can give them the real world also. And always Montessori says, give real things. So you can give them. Here we are giving all senses, kinesthetic sense, then the light and heavy, then small and big, everything through material. Because before coming in the school, they acquire, they saw many things, they have many ideas, but they don't have that how to explain in the language. So we are, it is everything is going on a simultaneously, language going and the sensory senses and everything is working together. So when he is taking the experience of the rough and smooth, there is a material and we are providing the language. So it is going, so he can take all perception, what is the shapes and what is the colors, and so, and then how to relate it to the real life, that also we are showing them. So we are taking them outside in the garden, and I say one day I said ki, we will just walk, we will not talk anything, but afterwards we will sit and we will say what I listen. And after that they were narrating, ma'am, I heard the voice of, I heard water was falling, I heard somewhere car was going, and like that. So I asked them, Ki, have you listened the breeze sound? They said no. So I said, Ki, come on, come again. We will go and we stand under the tree and we close the eyes and then everybody say yes, ma'am. There is a sound of breeze. So these are the small things, how to take the experience of the from the environment, and we are giving that vision to them. It is very simple, parents, it is very simple, you can also do it, so to help our child. And then language also comes. Language, you see that ki language is going on, language development is going on simultaneously with EPL also, with Sensorial also. Everywhere we want language, and good language is a really great achievement. So
Yes.
again, the reading and writing is a part of the language that slowly child will do. As Panda says, ki ABCD is not the only thing to learn the language means. First, we have to see that ki how he will start speaking, because
Yes.
then only comprehension will happen. When he will start, he will, when he is reading, this is a cup, so the cup's image should be in front of him, and that we are giving. I want to narrate, Sonia, one incident. All of you, I want to narrate. It was really funny about language, because they are bringing their language from home also, and some impressions are so strong. Once I was giving them the bathroom material. I was introducing them all bathroom material, and I asked them, "Ki, what is it?" Some were saying in their own language, and then I was giving them in English language, and then I showed mug. So one child said, uh, I asked them, "Ki, you know this?" One child said, "Yes, it is magga." Magga. So I said, "No, it is mug." He was not listening to me. He was saying, "No, it is magga." Because in Talupalli language, many houses they said magga. So then we compromise. In the school you will say mug, and at home you will say magga. So that way sometimes it happens, but slowly they learn good words and the pronunciation and every. So
Yes.
from entering to school, he is learning the language, and when he complete his 3 years, he start writing and reading also. So
Okay.
I want to assure, like Montessori is not only these things, but they are learning the mathematics also. They are learning. The mathematics, actually child starts understanding mathematics from 9 months. If you will offer some child, I have to, can I narrate one, would you like to listen my one experience? It is very beautiful experience.
Yes. Yes.
One guest, some guest came to me, and the small baby was with them. So I offered something. So mother said, "He don't give him full peda, give him half." So I offered him half. He rejected it. He rejected it, means he can be, with his visual sense he can recognize which is big and which is small. So
So
they have that potential, only we have to give it in a good way. We have to create that environment, how they will recognize the full and half, the small and big, and less and more, everything. Before learning the numbers, they learn these things, long
yes.
and short and everything. So learning is not very difficult. They easily they go up to 1,000 and more than that in a Montessori environment. So this system or this method is beautifully designed. And I really, I, as in the beginning only I said, yeah, I love in this, and always we all whole world is thankful to Dr. Maria Montessori, because she has
Yes.
given this. Okay, then
And
yeah,
also, there was one little thing that, when you were talking about the math and the calculation, everybody today is very worried that the children are going to lose 6 months. They're going to lose 6 months, 7 months. We don't know whether they'll come back in October, whether they'll come back in November or December. So, this what ma'am just told us. If we take care of all the exercises of practical life, if we take care of all the sensorial activities, if we take care of all the concept of math, which is all the pre-concepts, the counting, the concrete objects, which many, many times schools say we don't have time to do because the child is only with us for a few hours. And many schools find it a little struggle at some points of time, and many schools do it beautifully. So, as parents, if all of us collaborate with schools, this is also a thought which I thought I will ask ma'am. Ma'am, there is a lot of objection on this connect with the online. And you said something very beautiful to me yesterday. Would you please share this with the parents and the teachers and the schools, and I hope the world at large who are watching, as to what you feel of this little connect that is happening, which is giving the teacher, the child, and the parent that complete triangle. We just touch that before we go to the next level, the next topic, please.
Yes, yes.
Early literacy is the foundation for all learning. Building on this foundation, our mission at Square Panda is to help every child succeed at early literacy. One of the things that parents may not always be aware of is that learning to read is an extremely complex skill. Not only from a behavioral perspective, where children have to attend school for many years to learn how to read, but also from the perspective of the brain, where some profound rewiring needs to happen to enable skilled reading. One of the other things that I want to emphasize is that it is very important for children to really get engaged and have fun with the reading process. That is what ultimately will drive their intrinsic motivation to keep coming back and keep learning.
Yes, for online classes is not advisable for these children actually, because the screen time should be very limited, and we should not continuously, we can, and they cannot, because their hands and their attention, everything is needed for that. So what I suggested to my parents, ki we will give the videos for you, and we will show you how to use the material, how to do it, and then you can give it to your child, because it is actually parents' responsibility to nurture their children. But they make us schools the partner of their program, and we are really thankful for that. They gave us this opportunity, but now because of lockdown, we have they also should work with the children, and we are starting that, but I will never suggest the online education, or the classroom. Online classroom is not advisable.
Yeah, so when we were talking, what the fight is that don't call it an online classroom. It is an online connect between the three very important, parts of education: the parent, the teacher, and the child. So the whole fight, I think, also happened in this whole environment because people started treating it like a classroom. So what also we are all saying is that facilitate, because finally if the child has to do an activity or has to do something, the parents are anywhere in presence of the child, you even when you're interacting. So have short interactions and have loads of facilitation for the parents. I think that's what all of us are recommending as educators, as people in hands-on experiences, that please get the cycle completed. Don't just ban it, but have a good exchange. Auntie, ma'am, am I okay with that? That
Okay, yes.
class, but have small interactions that will cause a little happiness, and age-based activities will reach the house. I think that's one very important part of education, which is so important. And somebody was saying that they love this half the peda wala idea, because it's so true, If you give the child 2 chips, he'll say, give me more. He doesn't know how to count, but more he'll be able to tell you.
Yeah,
If you
yes.
give him he'll say, no, I don't want to give you his favorite things. So many times, these are little things that happen. Also, we have another 5 minutes. There are a few questions which we'll take towards the
Yes,
end. But, ma'am has a storehouse of information. She spoke to us about everyday exercises. She spoke to us about the senses, how important they are. She spoke to us about the mathematics, and we will give her, ma'am, another 5 minutes to just speak from your heart to what you feel we should know as parents, as teachers of early years, just from your experience, your rich, and what you feel about the Montessori, anything which you can help us, so I'm going to quickly make my notes and then we put it up for our audiences. So back to you.
Okay. Sonia, one question is there. So, when and what age child should be in the Montessori? So,
Yes.
2.5 to 3 years child can be in Montessori, because before that I will not advise. I will not advise, because he cannot sit at a place, because his sitting span is so less. And after 2.5 also, when he comes in a school, that time also our beginning activities are just for few seconds or 1 minute, because he should increase his span of sitting. And if you will give him the big stars, so he will get bored and he will not sit. So we have to see that how much time child can sit, how much time he can concentrate. So that way, and slowly his concentration, his span of sitting, everything will increase, and then we can use other things with him. So uh, yes, I want to say that yes, I in the beginning only I said I love the Montessori method, that and always I am saying. So for parents, what should you do? First, enjoy the childhood of the, because it will never come these days, and these days are very beautiful. So don't think the child is not doing this or this. And as Sonia before she said, see, in the beginning, what we feel when child is small, taking care of means everything we should provide him. Don't do that. He can do everything by himself. Give him freedom, because see, he starts his hand and mouth coordination from 9 months. From 9 months he can pick up the small things from the 9 months. So why we are not allowing him to take the food by himself? Maybe he will make, in the beginning he will make the mess, but he will start eating on his own. And while eating, some parents are giving help of taking the help of the TV or the mobile. I will say, no, don't do, parents, because he is not enjoying his food. He is not learning how it tastes and how much he wants and how is it. So give him that enjoyment. It will give him emotional satisfaction. So parents, don't take, well, don't give him more care, because he don't need. Just hold yourself, and you can give him the direction, but not everything. And every time you should not tell him that this is not correct and this is not correct, because we are also learning whenever we are also learning with experiences. So give him experiences. He will learn through experience. So this is the important thing, Surya.
You
He
know,
finds,
so, this is something which I also want to share with all of you. I'm an author of a preschool series called My Learning Train. It is a part of my profile. Now, I have been traveling. I travel. I've done some 500-600 workshops. I've done about 65,000 teachers. I travel a lot for the Oxford University Press. I get a lot of experiences. But every year, I feel the need to just go and sit with ma'am and watch the Montessori work. And each time she's got 5 pure environments, which is absolutely I have not seen through the country. Pure environment, nothing which is, it's just so beautifully done. And I just quietly sit there and watch every year. And when I come back, I feel rejuvenated. I feel that, oh my God, why am I giving this kind of help to children? Why should I only not give them a little track and let them do it on their own? So imagine, after writing so many books, after so much of experience, I go back every year to relearn this beautiful methodology, which just says give them the best facilitation to become independent. Don't do things for the children. I think There is no better message than that to nurture independent learners. And Preeti, I think we have just another minute to go, ma'am. So very, very quickly recapping those beautiful things that you said, and especially what you said towards the end, don't feed your children with the digital resources in front of them. It's not healthy for them.
Yeah.
If the child is not healthy physically, the child is not healthy mentally. So it's very, very important to take care of very basic health, basic routine. Is Ante very beautiful thing which ma'am was talking to me about is how to do things right, how to do it correctly, right from the beginning, so that you don't have to keep correcting the children. So ma'am, one little wind up message from you for all of us.
So, thank you, Sonia. What you said about the Montessori environment is,
We
see,
have
uh,
5 minutes to go, so don't be in a hurry. You have time.
so it is really when you have to give freedom to your child, and as I said, enjoy their childhood, because and it always work with the child. Means he should participate. See, but the small things you can encourage him to come on. We will do the table laying. We will fold the clothes and
Yes,
everything. These small things you can, and you will also enjoy, and child will also enjoy. And then through that, what he will feel, dignity of work. He will learn dignity of work. So
so
it is
beautiful.
very, very important in a life. We should not feel that this work is not for me, or this work is not for me, because every other will do for me. So see, in this lockdown period, we all experience that there many people, lucky people, they have domestic help in the home, but many people are there who were not having domestic help. And say, if we are habitual with that, so every family member, and he is learning, not only he is learning from whole family and society. So we have to create parents the conducive environment, supporting environment where child will learn by himself. So I think uh, you will start, and I think you enjoyed this session, because, and I love to talk about, I can talk about Montessori hours and days and days, because uh,
You know how many people are loving what you said, because in such a simple manner you explained so many things to us, that this is not a time to worry. Your children are in their
yes,
first learning grounds, their home. They are with their first teachers, the parents. And the schools are going all out to facilitate you. I have seen schools, I'm seeing teachers, and like what ma'am said, even in the Montessori, you have a list of activities which you can do with your children. So list out your activities, say that these are you. I can tell you 100 activities your children can do at home. You can do your rough, your smooth, your big, your small, your language, your adjectives, your prepositions, your nouns, your verbs, your addition, your subtraction, your grouping, your sequencing. And this is what Montessori does in an environment. It creates a world for a child, that if the child only wants to do sorting, आलू प्याज अलग करने दो, तो 4 दफा करने दो, 5 दफा करने दो. It doesn't matter, because these days all your vegetables are washed. Usko sorting karna hai, and sometimes we feel this child is stuck to this, but that's what Montessori is. It's about allowing the child to be stuck to what they enjoy doing, not what you want them to do. I think that's the whole message that we have for everybody, that just create these lists of to-dos in your house. I can do this, I can do this, I can get them to dust, they can mop with us, they can do. And it's not necessary if you tell him aaj mop karna, wo bacha mop karega nahi karega us din. He may just say no, I don't want to do it. So give them options, give them choices, and give them the opportunity to be independent and take care of themselves. I think it's just another minute to go. And ma'am, we'll get you back on screen, and a very, very big thank you to you from all of us,
oh, thank
from
you, thank
the
you.
Square Panda team, from me specifically. next week, we are going to have something really interesting. I realized only after I started this platform, Preeti, and I'd like to put it on record, the number of beautiful people I know. I'm actually, I always knew I knew beautiful people, but I think just coming back to all of you every week is making me find all my people who influenced me. Like, ma'am, I think I have no words to just express what I feel when I bring in a person for you. So next week we're going to have somebody, and we're going to have 45 minutes of Gungunati Kahaniya. Is going to be singing tales with a very, very dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
And
And I would really like to thank Sonia and Jadhav ma'am for being here. And I think it was a beautiful session because the simplicity of whatever we spoke about, that can be implemented in our day-to-day lives as parents. That is the beauty of what we talked about. That I don't have to go, I don't have to find something fancy to do for my child. I can just do it at home and still have my child learning. And as a parent, I think you just need to give your child a chance, and they can do amazing things. We will be amazed by what they can do. So thank you so much for making time, and thank you all the parents and all the teachers and all the children who are part of this session. Thank you so much once again, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Learning to read was never so much fun. Help your child acquire reading skills starting at home. Get your child reading and learning with the SquareTales reading app today and turn them into confident readers for life. Each book slowly increases the level of learning following a sequence of phonological awareness, so your child becomes an independent reader. All this while the child is playing. Download the SquareTales reading app today.
My kid is like every other 5 years old. She loves being active, she loves to play, she loves to be naughty all the time. But she won't really read. All that changed when I introduced her to SquareTales.
SquareTales is basically an interactive platform.
It actually makes herself learn. Just the 10 minutes of it and she grasps everything. It just contains of 2 or 3 letters in the words. She speaks it so clearly.
For beginners, it's very important to learn to read, and then in a later stage they read to learn.
He is learning correct words, correct pronunciation, and his vocabulary is increasing. I am happy he is able to blend the letters and he can read.
She had started reading small sentences and making her own sentences.
So it's more of a fun for him.
The child would love to play with this since it's with full of characters and colorful.
They start with guided reading digitally, and then they move to independently reading the physical version of the same book.
The activities and the readings and the books they are giving, it's all based on the neuroscience research.
It's a digital world, of course, so the child would love to play with iPads and phones and all, and they are willingly learning with that.
And I don't feel guilty about giving my daughter the screen time.
I heard about SquareTales online and I just had to try it out.
I'm really happy with SquareTales, that it is giving that overall development to my child.
As in a whole, I'm really very happy to make this decision and gift her SquareTales.
So I am very happy with with the SquareTale, and I highly recommend for the parents to go for it.
I'm waiting for more to come in.
And I'm so confident that this product will help my child to become successful and more advanced.